Our next segment focuses on one platform, many Indias, designing app experiences for a diverse population. For this, we have a couple of our experts joining us for this interesting chat. So, without any further ado, let's dive right in. Welcoming on stage Mr. Bharath, Chief Product Officer, JioHotstar. With a round of applause, please join me in welcoming Mr. Bharath on stage. It's a true honor having you be a part of India Digital Summit 2026, Mr. Bharat. Thank you so much for taking the time off and being a part of this interesting discussion as well. Conducting this discussion, let's welcome on stage Mr. Cyrus John, Editor, Emerging Tech India today. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us. This promises to be an interesting chat, so I'm going to lead the stage to you. Please lead the way, Mr. John.
Thank you so much. The energy seems a little low in the room. I understand people have been having a long day. But we'll try to keep the conversation as interesting as possible. First of all, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Cyrus John. I'm the editor for emerging technologies at India Today, covering everything from AI to consumer tech. And joining me in this quick fireside chat is Bharath, Chief Product Officer, with prior experience at Flipkart, Facebook, Amazon, Microsoft. Extensive career. Thank you for joining us, Bharath.
Thanks for having me here.
Wonderful. So I understand the topic that we have for us, for everyone over here, moves moreover around how content is going to evolve with the help of AI and the advent of so many technologies over here. So we'll have Bharath break it down for us, and we'll try to keep this session, because we have a limited window. So we'll try to keep the session as entertaining and interactive as possible. So Bharath, first up, we want to understand. I'll just toss the question to you. We are creating so many platforms, integrations, OTTs, especially. Now, when you're creating a platform for 1.4 billion people with such a diverse audience, you need to keep in mind the kind of product strategy that goes into making a platform like that, because you have a 15-year-old, 16-year-old watching the same kind of content on the same platform. So the first question I want to ask is, how do you go about making a platform, an OTT platform, or any kind of product for such a diverse population?
Thanks, Cyrus. So if I were to think of this as building blocks, right? And the 1.4 billion doesn't get stretched as much as it gets stretched on JioHotstar, in the sense that an India-Pakistan match on Champions Trophy, or the upcoming T20 World Cup, or very important moments at Big Boss, really a lot of people actually come in and start watching the program. So, for example, in the first 20 minutes of the India-Pakistan Champions Trophy match, the number of people who will just log in, click something, start to watch a match, that's just it's unlike anything else that you've seen. And then a bunch of other people will be like, oh man, I have to subscribe. Let me go through the subscription flow and then use my GPay or some other payment method to send in my subscription details. And then so you have your partners who will feel the power of that scale. That's the first building block, is to be able to scale up and serve so many people content.
Do you foresee this, that it is going to be of a massive scale? Do you plan?
You can do a lot of models, but each time, there's a big event, a lot of those models tend to go for a toss. So you have models and then some buffer, right? And then I'm just painting the picture. Once someone clicks the match, right, they actually have a language of preference. The sense that some people listen to only Hindi commentary, some people listen to only Tamil commentary, some people are comfortable with English commentary, etc. So we need to understand what this person preferences are at that scale. When literally 100 million people are passing through the platform, we need to quickly be able to judge, okay, this person's past preference is this, and show them that language preference. And what also happens if you experience the JioHotstar app is that the homepage is personalized. Not only that, when you're watching the match on the mobile phone or on the connected TV, you actually have personalized recommendations coming up called Watch More, etc. Those are heavily personalized as well. And when you start personalizing for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 million people, it's the systems have to scale up. You need to understand what their past preferences are. You need to go into the catalog, and then in near real time, you have to show them, you're watching cricket, I fully get it. But tomorrow when there is no match, come and watch these 3 or 4 pieces of content is what essentially you're trying to do. You're cross-selling, right? At that time, if you're not very precise in cross-selling, you're going to miss the mark. You're going to miss a golden opportunity. So these are the kind of challenges that we kind of anticipate for, we build for, and then we try and win on that match day. Like showing the match is table stakes, but winning everything else around the match and the experience is what we aim for.
I guess it's imperative the foundation that you have whenever you're building a product is equally important when you have the product running at full scale.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if someone is wanting to build a product like that, what are the key things that they should look out for when they are getting into this space? So, any points that you can give?
Yeah, I think lot of this is people know that there are many Indias within India, and different people have different preferences. The way to understand a particular piece of content. So the first thing is, how do you design the app? How simple the words are, how simple the recommendation is, how quickly can you give context around a recommendation, etc. Right? So let's say someone from Uttar Pradesh logs into the app. You need to quickly make a judgment call on if the recommendations were actually in Hindi. How much better is the uptake? How would the person understand it and be able to understand why something is being recommended for them and quickly click it? Whereas someone is coming in from Kerala, if the language is in Malayalam, then they would understand, okay, I am being recommended this content because I saw some other content. They get the context and they are able to log in. So language is part of it, but having a design sense of it's universally understandable. If I need to search, I need to go here. If I need to change language preferences, this is where I need to go. This is my player menu. If I want to watch in 1080p, this is how I need to do it. If I want to watch in 4K, this is how I need to do it. All those things you need to have you need to boil down design to its simplest of its elements and communicate that message very easily to people.
Fair enough. I want an understanding about design per se, you said, and also the user experience. You have such a vast network of audience. For example, one is maybe a 15-year-old kid who is consuming content on a budget smartphone. What could be someone in their 50s has a big plasma TV at home. So content viewing can be very different for these individuals. As a platform, how do you go about customizing the content so that, when a new user is coming on board, could be of any age, but the experience is seamless across? So how do you go about doing that?
Yeah, thanks. So we heavily modernizing the app this cricket season. So people should start seeing the new app rolling out in a few days. One is, for example, let me start with the large living room device, the large screen TV. What people quickly look for is, do I want to watch something in sports, in movie, or in TV? And those are just simple choices, getting to a genre level, a category level, a mood level. They can decide later. So keeping the navigation menu as simple as possible, that gets them to this view. That's point number one. Second is, they're used to seeing these carousels in some sort of a carousel is basically this horizontal strip, which is themed according to a genre or continue watching or something like that. If it gets too monotonous, the eyes kind of lose out on certain details. So what we are coming up with is 10 different ways to present information to people, right? So we have done research in terms of when a person sees a TV screen, do their eyes gravitate towards the top right, do their eyes gravitate towards the top left? For example, if you keep the movie title on the top left, right, the trailer plays on the top right, and then all the metadata or the information is let's say in the bottom left. It's a triangle that they need to look at. I need to know who's starring, who's the director, what's the rating of this movie, bottom left, and then what's the title, top left, and then if I want to see a preview, it's top right. It's a lot of, people don't realize it, but that's cognitive load, right? So what we are doing is streamlining everything to a same plane where the movie autoplays or the trailer autoplays, the metadata, everything is on the left-hand side of the plane, sort of close to each other, not necessarily close enough that it becomes lot of clutter.
Yeah.
But those are the kind of research that we are doing and coming up with, how to put information where that people can understand it fairly quickly.
Do you get inputs from people? I'm sure there are a lot of people consuming the content on your platform. Do you get inputs from people that, the amount of integration and the UX is kind of getting overwhelming for me. So I think these are certain things that I might not need as a viewer. Do you take inputs from people?
A lot. So I mean, I personally and so my team, and we have like actual analysts as well. We keep a very close eye on the chatter in Reddit, Twitter. We also have like an open line for customers, like send in feedback. We conduct a lot of focus groups throughout the year to because people will, when they appreciate, they say, oh, like I had a fantastic experience. When they criticize, they'll say, this thing kind of sucked. But breaking that down, getting to the third level of detail to understand, okay, you didn't have a good experience, but why did you not have a good experience? Actually, people can't articulate that easily. You have to like actually tease it out of them a little bit. So we do that throughout the year. Some of the things is like I mentioned, it's the monotonous. If every carousel looks the same with the same title, it's like how you see ads in Instagram, right? After a while, you can quickly see it's an ad and your eyes automatically blind you to that ad. So how do I surface information to you? How much variety I can bring in the carousels? How differently I can design them? All of those things is what we are doing. You can't do too much variety, and that becomes overwhelming within itself. So we are trying to play around with a fine balance.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bharath is right here. If you have any recommendations how to improve the maybe experience that you've been having on WhatsApp, he's right here, so you can definitely pick his brain. Okay, moving on to the next question. Everybody, I see this is a trend. I've been covering AI for a while now. Almost 70% of the people who come to me with the pitch say, okay, our product has AI. I remember somebody came to me, I have a shoe to review. This also has AI, which is absolutely ludicrous. But I want to understand, let's just move away from the noise and clutter. How are you integrating AI, machine learning into your ecosystem to help content, enhance it, and maybe maybe even give the users really what they want in terms of AI recommendations?
Yeah. So good question. See, there is always that hype cycle, and in teams which I lead, we all do some sort of role play where I take on the role of a pragmatist. Of course, I know all the things that AI can bring into the table and what all it can do, and I'm very excited about it. But it also involves material money investment into AI to like understand how it like kind of manifests and what all it can do. So the role I take on is what are the easily identifiable areas in which AI can have an immediate impact, right? And then what are some of the moonshots, as they call it, where it's not fully clear, but you have to take the risk and go into the jungle and find out your way. We first classify things into these two tables. Things that are very obvious that need to be done, even with the advent of Gen AI, right? For example, personalization. How do you kind of provide information in the creative, the copy? How do you tell the title of a movie? The important pieces of metadata that needs to be surfaced. If you're showing a highlights reel of a movie, like, what kind of frames from the movie will work very, very well as a highlight, right? All of these things can be personalized. It's very practical. It's very tangible. You can put your hands around it and feel the work that will come out of it, right? Can you automate subtitling? That's very practical. Can you personalize discounts that you offer for subscriptions? All of these, and can you personalize ads in a very relevant way? All these things have immediate ROI. They are very easily visible. So as a pragmatist, I tend to invest in them first. But you can't lose out on the other parallel race where can content fully be generated via AI, right? That's kind of the holy grail.
Because that's happening these days.
It's happening these days, and it's happening with mixed results. So you need to be, it's the ad example that I told you, right? When you don't have a solid story backing you up, like the Mahabharata that just got released, right? You just tell a very simple story fully with AI. People can actually, nothing explicit tells the subconscious mind that it is fully AI generated, but people somehow are able to quickly realize that this is an AI generated video, and the reactions are very polarizing. Some people just quickly lose interest the way they lose interest in ads. Some people are intrigued, okay, there's something there, let me go and take a look at it. So I would say the verdict is not out fully, But the only thing I know for sure, like as with a science mind, is that people can say if it is fully AI generated, and they are like they're clued in on it. So what do I do with that information is the interesting part.
It's sort of a personal quirk of mine. I'm a fan of cat videos. I see a lot of cat videos on the internet. And ever since the algorithm, Instagram algorithm has learned that I like cat videos, it has been feeding me AI generated cats playing the violin, riding the bicycle. And I'm sure a lot of people have the same experience these days because you are getting that feedback from Meta or whichever platform you are on. I don't suppose that is going to happen anytime on Hotstar, or are you like prepping for something like that?
No. See,
Because a lot of it is slop. People don't like it sometimes.
yeah, it's so having worked in Instagram, I'll tell you, cat videos get the most hate, but they also get the most views. So
Not surprised.
like I said, like being the pragmatist that I am, if something is gaining traction, or in my focus groups, if people say I feel guilty after like watching it for 10 minutes, but I really love that 10 minutes, there is a there. So I will like take that 10 minutes and somehow reduce the guilt after the 10 minutes. That's where I will move towards. But I think a lot of opportunity lies in, for example, I'll give you some crazy scenarios, right? You could fully conduct a Big Boss with like, 7 human contestants and 3 made up AI contestants. One of them could be like not even a human creature, like could be from Mars. I'm just saying this is a hypothetical example. Like there are so many opportunities there that you could potentially explore that could like really like turn the tables on how people view traditional content. You could have entire Big Boss happen, on an AI generated airplane or somewhere out there in space or something like that. So you could take things that happen normally, give it a twist, and that has a higher chance of working, rather than go all in on let me generate the entire piece of content through AI. There are multiple combinations out there, and we are testing all of them.
So you said that you had a fully AI movie, Mahabharat, which was released on Hotstar. What kind of feedback did you get from that movie? And if you did get a good feedback, can we see more AI generated movies like that? Because that was full AI, if I remember. So what kind of response did you get from the viewers?
So we got fantastic response, and we are very encouraged by it. The nuances here are, see, the story of Mahabharat speaks for itself. It's got all sorts of character conflicts, very deep emotions. People are very naturally invested in these characters. The actor does not need to kind of, like it doesn't depend on the actor as much as the character itself can deliver the message. So you've got like 2 of those epics, and you've got like few more stories, like if you like Jataka tales and all those things, like you have a corpus where you can like do this. But what's fascinating is that, let's say, the wax palace in Mahabharat and all those things, right? You could really go crazy with this. Creative people who can imagine a lot but don't have the budget to actually produce the wax palace in all its grandeur and glory, right? They can really go to town and do this. So what we are more intrigued about is the background setting. It's the scenario in which events takes place. You need not have the budget for it, but you can go really like nuts with it. So I think those are the learnings that we are getting from this, is that you can really show a larger than life brand image, and people's imagination is vast than the production budgets that they have, and this is unlocking all those things.
If there was a true definition of democratizing artificial intelligence, I think this would be a pertinent sector, content creation. A lot of people are using AI. However, like we discussed, it's all about quality, delivering quality. And while slop does get a set of eyeballs, I still feel that to land up on mainstream platforms, you still have to maintain a certain quality, and you can't compromise on that.
Yeah. I can't have like a triangular love story between a cat, a panther, and a lion, which you see on Instagram. Like,
I don't know whether the audience will agree to that, because I'm sure a lot of people like the cat videos. But yes, I totally agree. Quality always is going to be paramount. Let's shift focus. We always talk about transitions in the kind of content that we watch daily. I've seen over the years, people have shifted from bigger screens to smaller, and then now have gone to mobile devices. And while I used to watch my content in horizontal, 16:9, a lot of the content consumption is now shifting to a 9:16 vertical videos one. Not only that, connected devices are landing up in households with more disposable income. People are buying more echo devices, more smart TVs. So this ecosystem is changing dramatically.
Yeah.
How is the OTT changing simultaneously? Like, how is the transition? Are there any challenges that you have to mitigate? What's happening in
Yeah,
that part?
I mean, I think it's a wonderfully immersive trend what's happening in mobile devices right now. We are already adapting to it. For example, now you can watch live cricket matches in 9:16. It's called Max View. We've been having this since last IPL. So you can actually get into Max View and watch it. It's now available in English, but we will expand it to other languages as well. Similarly, with other marquee events like Big Boss and other things, we will get into this trend. What will be interesting is there are storytelling formats that are very native to the vertical 9:16 formats. We are very keen on getting into that, and we will get into that in the future because it unlocks a level of immersive, quick storytelling that's emerging right now. It's not necessarily Instagram Reels, it's not necessarily YouTube Shorts, but you could tell, for example, Anupama very differently in a 9:16 format. And those are the things that we are very interested in. For example, let's say the story of Yashasvi Jaiswal, how we grew up and how we became this popular, right? That can be told very differently in a 9:16 format. So we are doing a lot of research on this, and it's coming soon.
So you're saying that vertical format
Is
content
an
will be
area
coming
of
soon?
investment. Yeah.
Okay, great. On that itself, we see that there's a lot of fatigue also happening with vertical content. A lot of people are now shifting and saying, okay, man, this is enough. We don't want to watch. Maintaining quality is also pivotal when you are creating such content. And at the back end, in terms of product, who is watching what and why should these people be shown vertical content, maybe their preferences like that. So what is the tech going on behind that? How are you looking to integrate maybe interactive technology into something like this to amplify it? So is there anything happening in that department?
Yeah. So I'll kind of connect this with the second screen that you just mentioned, right? So when people are watching a cricket match or they are watching Big Boss on the main screen, usually what they do in the phone screen is that they either WhatsApp their friends or they browse through social media and very likely watch content related to that. Right. So I don't know if people caught this. We launched what is called as Meme the Moment, the previous Big Boss, which means that there are these taglines or phrases that become very popular and they become very viral from Big Boss. So we are actually offering people templates with the meme saying, hey, this is a moment that you can actually meme, like, create a meme out of this moment and then share it with your friends. We're playing into that second screen behavior where people are watching something and they are sharing something with their friends. How do I actually play into that behavior, give them more content that they can actually share with a friend, which also kind of, links back to Big Boss, gets more people who are unaware of that meme to be curious and find out more about Big Boss. That is one thing, right? But also, for example, let's say you're watching a match and you want to know, what happened the previous ball, what's happening, like with the overall scorecard. Can I play a game while watching the match? We are allowing an ability for people to connect their phone to the TV so that the app on the phone has context on what's being played on TV. And let's say you can ask the app saying, hey, how many fours did Virat Kohli hit this match? It will know what this match means. It will line up the fours for you and you will be able to watch all the fours one by one. That's one thing. You can play a game while watching the match. The game is very related to what the match is going on. It'll be a sports related game and all those things. So I'm very excited about this sports season because we are coming up with all these features in the next few months.
I'm sure you would have beta tested some of these. What kind of response are you getting? Do people actually play games? Because, I talk about my own personal experience. If I'm watching a cricket match, I wouldn't want my attention to go anywhere else apart from the fact that I want to watch a match.
Yeah.
But how do you, digress from that and then have people playing games simultaneously? How's that component working.
Yeah, this is where 2 devices versus 1 device is so useful, in the sense that if it's 1 device, yeah, for you to do anything, you have to leave the match and go.
Yeah.
But if something is playing on TV, and you're very eager to like play a game while that's being played on TV, like the second device helps a lot. So actually, people do enjoy it, and our focus groups and our research actually shows that people want to like pass time. Now people are used to absorbing a lot of information like in a second or in a minute or something like that. So the ability for people to like understand a lot of information, quickly glance at the TV, get the score, get the gist of what's going on, but still be distracted in a very focused way, is like an evolving behavior, and you just have to play into that.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people, even in my household, the TV must be running something. There's
Yeah.
a daily drama soap that's going on, and my mother is scrolling on Instagram and Facebook, and
Yeah.
something that momentous happened. Then she's having a look at the screen. So it happens a lot. I think you can find a constructive way of implementing and integrating that into your platform.
Yeah.
That's,
The other thing is for example, while we do our best to like show, hey, during ads, we say, oh, there is this program as well in JioHotstar. There is other program. We inform people on what else is available in JioHotstar while they are watching the match. But rather than stop there, what the second screen allows is we actually have a section called Watch More, or these are the other things that are available in JioHotstar, where if you're watching a match, you can actually know what are other comedy movies that are available in JioHotstar, what are other action movies available, and it's personalized live, right? So it's personalized based on like your behavior up until that moment, and that allows people to discover a lot of content that is available on JioHotstar, like from like it's a wide range, right? It's anything from the Night of the Seven Kingdoms to like like very niche Tamil movies of Frasier or Bengali movies and all those things. We want people to know this range, and it serves that purpose as well.
great. Okay, let's shift gears into having a peek at the future. We have so much of content that's coming our way. It's going to be a boom, not only because people will be able to create with AI, like we discussed, but there has been an amplification of people who are producing content. So many production houses are now there and multilingual now. So, can you give us a glimpse of what the future of OTT, what the future of content consumption is going to be on your platform, and in terms of changes and new tech integrations, what can we expect?
Yeah. So if you split this into two things, one is the kind of content that is being produced and will be available on the platform. Second is the experience in the app in terms of discovering content or discovering surrounding things related to the content, right? Let me start with the app experience part. As the content library grows large, as people's interest grows large, but their attention time grows short, they want to start having conversations with the app, right? They expect a conversational assistant sort of thing.
Is it going to be like Chat GPT? I'm conversing with like,
exactly.
if I want this content, show me. Okay, great.
Exactly. They want like a Chat GPT like thing within the app that says, hey, I'm in the mood for comedy movies. What do you have now? Right? It can range from that to essentially, I'm kind of preparing for today evening's match. Like, how did CSK perform in the last 4 matches? Who do you think CSK is going to select for this today's match? Like, the questions can range, right? You now offer a broad spectrum, and who do you think is going to get eliminated this week from Bigg Boss? The questions can be anything, but it's a conversation with the app, and the app is not going to give the right answer, but it's going to give like the most popular answer or like the most logical answer. May or may not be right, but it's going to be fun to interact with the app.
You're going to be having a lot of customers calling up, okay, the AI gave me the wrong answer, the other person got eliminated. Please be ready for that.
As long as the chatter and the conversations is on JioHotstar, that's a good outcome.
but again, in terms of more integrations, if you have anything.
Yeah, so there's that. And we've already launched this. So if let's say you're watching like a very popular show and you like the fashion statement some actor in the show is making, we have Shop to Look, which is essentially like below the show, you can actually see these are the products people on the screen are actually wearing, and these are the places where you can get this for the best price, right? That is going to get increasingly more and more sophisticated, more personalized to your taste, and more personalized to your affluence and pricing preference, right? So that is an evolving thing. We've already launched the version 1 of that product, but that's going to be another evolving thing as we go along.
You're partnering with labels for this?
Yeah, we've already started partnering with platforms, other platforms for this. So that's only going to get increasingly integrated. The other stream is essentially where content is being AI generated. So you can essentially have like a bunch of creators either use original content that is already there, like it's think of it as an extension of Meme the Moment, or think of it as like you're newly creating content based on existing IPs that the platform owns, right? Can you enhance the content that is already available in our platform? Do you have storylines where AI can make like a really high production cost, bring it to a low production cost? That entire thing is also like in play. So all of these things are futuristic things that we are working on.
Insightful, Bharath. I really have been educated in terms of what is coming in the future. However, I would like the audience to also participate. If you have any questions, you can obviously toss it this way, and we will have Bharath explain his point of view. But if you do not have, we'll give you the time. I on behalf of the audience, have one question. There is a segment, a larger segment of the dashboard right now, which maybe is looking to onboard, maybe looking to start their content journey, but have difficulty and apprehensions. Okay, maybe the subscription, there would be a subscription price, maybe the platform will not be as seamless. So there is always the apprehension. So what and how would you communicate to those people who want to start their content journey but don't know how to get started? So, I mean, in terms of the platform's ease or some other versions you have, do you have anything that could be feasible for people who haven't even looked at a smartphone UI ever?
Yeah, see, the beauty of a JioHotstar, and we've been having this for the last 1 year, is you can just come in and start watching. You don't need to be a subscriber to start watching content, right? So nearly most of the content is available for people to start watching. Once it becomes a habit is when subscription and prices and all those things start kicking in. And even after it becomes a habit, people have a month's worth of free trial that they can avail, and they can explore all sorts of things that they want. And then they can enter into subscription. And then we have like a lot of favorable pricing for mobile devices have a pricing. If you just have you only watch one piece of content either on a connected TV or on mobile, there is a different pricing for that. If you have like multiple devices in your household, then there is a different kind of pricing for that. So there are a lot of flexible subscription pricing options that are available. But if you see it, it is carefully constructed in such a way that, I'm a new person. I don't know what you have to offer. I just want to sample content. Hey, come sample anything you want. Once things start getting interesting, we'll tell you about subscriptions. There you have a month's worth of free trial. You explore that and you're gradually laddered on into a subscription plan. So it's the most consumer friendly ladder that I think I've seen across all apps, not just in India, but across the world as well.
Well, obviously, like we discussed, there are going to be a lot more people watching content in the future. And I think the future of content, also dabbled with a little AI, is something that we are looking forward to. Less of slop and more of good content. But any closing words, any future developments that people can look forward to that you would like to close with?
Yeah, see, it's an interesting moment that we live in, and JioHotstar happens to be in the most interesting place in the world, in the sense that it does special ops, criminal justice. It does a bunch of programs in the north, in the south. It has digital versions of TV content. It has OTT only content. It has all the sports in the world that you love, Wimbledon, US Open, and Pro Kabaddi League. It has the big bosses of the world. This is an extraordinary variety of content corpus to play with. But you're also entering the age of AI, where all of these content is going to not just get disrupted from a production point of view. You will hear Steve Smith speaking in Hindi and Tamil.
I would love to see that.
That's already happening. We are already disrupting that. So it's you switch the language, the commentator switches the language in which they speak. it's mind blowing. Like Steve Smith himself was mind blown when he saw himself speak in like Telugu. But then you also have like Big Boss, where like AI is going to play a major role. We live in exciting times, people, and like I'm very excited about the future.
It's unbelievable on platforms. The lip sync is so accurate. You can't tell whether they're speaking another language. But thank you so much, Bharat. Insightful session. We got to learn a lot. Again, I had opened the floor for questions. For each question, there was an iPhone for as a gift. Since you didn't ask, I take it home with myself. But thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You've been very patient with us, and thank you, Bharat, again for this session. And let's switch gears and just wait for what we have next. Thank you,
Thanks,
everyone.
Cyrus. An exciting conversation.